It's the marquee game of opening on EA Sports. And he will make it to the 20. Here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the man running quarterback.
And what's a quarterback's best friend?
Balance?
I think you're right. I agree with you. You know, a lot of guys would say great receiver, offensive line, but I agree with you, balance, because if you can run the ball effectively, that just opens things up for guys who want to throw it and gives you easier passing lanes and easier coverages to read.
And they said balance will be a focus in this one.
Yeah, they don't want it all just heaped on his shoulders, I don't believe. I think they want to make sure they take some of the pressure off.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Shut down, shut down.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun, Bennett. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. Fielded just inside the 30. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Moreland. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. They'll try the left side. It's Hines. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. He's just short. He got 6 of the 7 he needed, so that leaves a decision here on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it with Hines. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. So he needed 1. He ended up getting 3.
And I really like the way he ran that one, too. That's really intelligent running because oftentimes a running back can get too greedy. Try and hit the home run on a play where you just need a few yards. Well done there, making sure he got the first down and not worrying about trying to get it to
Touchdown! That's caught. Kyle Pitts, 29 yards. And the Falcons are on the board here first in the season opener. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down and score points.
You know what that tells me? They saw their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them at 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. And we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Now the try here for the point after. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. So that drives 7 plays in length. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Bennett. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action Week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team run the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
They'll look to throw again. Throw left side complete to Troutman. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the 1st round, getting the start here, as we mentioned, in Week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the 1st round, people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first, you know, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter. In this case, though, he ascended right to the top role, and I know he's excited about the opportunity.
Kamara powers through. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And here's Bennett looking to throw on 2nd down. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Bennett. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Jaron Reed forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a 1st down. Bennett now throwing on 1st down, and Thomas has it. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL starting. Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in his first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Marquez Callaway there to make the grab. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave, embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Off play action. Moreland. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Some early fireworks from this rookie quarterback getting the start in week 1.
And every time a rookie quarterback gets to start week 1, you and I both know the extra attention that comes with it. We know that he's going to throw the football, but will he make the right decisions? And in this case, with his legs, he showed the defense there's an extra dynamic to his game.
And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Hines. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On second down now, it's Hines. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. We remind you that coming up at the half, we'll hand things off to Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have scores from earlier today, plus a look ahead as well, so you won't want to miss that. A lot going on. Hit as he throws. He lost the football. It's loose. The Saints say they have it, and they do. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack. Put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch.
That is one heck of a catch right there. Got his eye on it the whole way. And able to make the grab one-handed. Very nicely done. And for a nice chunk of yardage, too.
Now Bennett to throw on first down. He's got it. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Great footwork there, Charles, to dot the I, stay in bounds, get both feet in. He's probably thinking, though, man, I made a catch like that close to the end zone. I should have scored.
Yeah, there's always a regret when you're that close to the goal line. But let's go back to what you talked about before. Getting his feet down. Would you say dotting the I? I can cross the T as well. That was excellent footwork to get in bounds.
They'll run it with Kamara. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. Back to throw. Bennett. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Adam Troutman there to make the grab. And the Saints have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. To return, here's Agnew. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. That is caught. Josh Reynolds. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. They go play action here on first down. That's caught left side to tight end Pitts. A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches. Now a give, right side. Hines, and he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw. Moreland. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Off the play fake. Moreland. This to Hines on the drop-off. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 39. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in our initials. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. To return, here's Agnew. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the 3rd quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. And what's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
To throw on second down, Moreland. And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. They run with Hines. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
This is Hines. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Play action. Moreland. And that is incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is taken at the 18. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard. Now Bennett on 1st and 10. Hit as he throws, and the ball is out. It's a live football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
So now our referee looking at the sideline saying, are you sure? But yes, this defense has accepted the penalty. So that means they will not take possession on the fumble recovery. Well, not sure why in the world you do that, but that is apparently the decision.
And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Bennett.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he is going to have a Saints 1st down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Bennett throwing on 1st down. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Charles Harris. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Boy, Charles, that time he took a bad situation and made it worse.
Yeah, you're almost putting together a nice little song there, aren't you? Because it's something you'll see from young quarterbacks. They have that tendency to retreat backwards instead of stepping up in the pocket.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Looking to throw. Bennett. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 23.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
2nd and 7 from the 20.
Back to throw. Bennett. And this will be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And they'll get to him short of the 1st down at about the 16. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. And his kick is indeed good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession.
And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. A very tough run, but for a short gain out near the 32.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Moreland.
Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So a nice throw there. And, CD, I'd have to think you've been impressed with what you've seen thus far here in his debut.
Now, you know me well. I have been impressed because what I've seen is him starting to understand how to play the game in a short amount of time. The dazzling plays, they'll come and with experience. But right now, we're seeing him handle the game, make all the smart plays, and the right reads. I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And this will be caught by Edwards.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Moreland. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the key, and this one's playing out in this one.
Touchdown, Falcons! A great effort there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
to throw on third down. Looking long for Thomas. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big play that time through the air. 36 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Back to throw. Bennett. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. What an opening weekend it's been already. Could the best finish be coming here on Sunday night? We'll find out as we come up on a 1st and 10. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Kamara. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game. A give. This is Kamara. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
If they get nothing else here on 3rd down, it'd be a 53-yard attempt from this spot. Following the penalty, it's Kamara, and he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This for the lead in the final stages. And it's off the left upright. Oh, my goodness. Heartache. It's no good. So a chance to give his guys a second-half lead there, but it goes by the wayside.
And, Brandon, that's the worst sound in the world for an NFL kicker. Gong!
That was good. Do that again.
Gong!
Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. To throw on 2nd down. Moreland flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Hines. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pack one, it's going to go.
Yeah, I was just saying, could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Moreland. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Every eye in the stadium fixated on Rodrigo Blankenship. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Every eye in the stadium fixated on Rodrigo Blankenship. This from long, very long range. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th.
Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over. This one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions, right?
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it.
It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession...
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And no return here to begin the overtime session. That'll be a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
And he's got this down to the 35. 53 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Bennett. That's taken in by Callaway. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well. The busy night continues for Kamara. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. The tackle there by Quandre Diggs. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settle it, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, breaking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. And his kick is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17. So they do get the short field goal here to get them the all-important overtime lead. But, Charles, you wonder if they'll wind up ruining the fact that they were able to get down into the red zone, yet not able to find the touchdown that would have won them the game.
Brandon, you're absolutely right. In overtime, when you get the ball first, the hope is your opponents never see win it, or at least keep the game alive with a field goal. And I'm getting a dictionary out to look up ruin.
Now a first throw here in overtime. Escaping the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Pass complete to Hines. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
They wanted to avoid the dreaded fourth down and having to get a conversion or it being the final play. They picked it up, though, on third.
I love how you described that because we've been in those situations and seen it. If you get to fourth down, especially in overtime, things get a little shakier, don't they? The hands get shaky, right? The throw, if you're going to throw the ball, being able to run it, all of that coming down to one big play. Very nice of them and nice for them to pick it up on third.
It'll be a gain of 24 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Open man is Edwards. He's got it.
And they'll get this down to the 10.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
That last pass puts him over 300 yards now in the game. More importantly, though, big first down here in OT.
And the team around him has a lot of confidence now after picking up that first down. Everyone seems a little more energized. But did I hear you before the game call in and say, this is my quarterback for your fantasy league? Because he just gave you a good stat, didn't he?
He did, and I appreciate it. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this will be caught. Touchdown! They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column. A great game partner, spectacular finish. They needed at least a field goal to keep the game alive. They do one better. They get it in the end zone and end it.
And I don't know about you, but I'm worn out. That type of a game takes it all out of us as well, not just the guys on the field. What a tremendous finish, and as you noted, were they going to go and try and get 3 and keep the game going? And that wasn't good enough for them. They got the touchdown, and that's why we're able to say goodbye.
So for Atlanta, they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal. And they'll have another home date next week as the LA Rams come to town. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals.